Hey, this is Pierre de la Côte talking. Did you deploy Teams and do you have a good understanding of how people are using Teams and do you think you could enhance the adoption? I think one of the key elements in a digital transformation is to measure how people are using your technology to figure out if it's aligned with your plan. And to do that, there's some tools out of the box in Office 365. But they're available to admins in the tenant. So I wanted to share with you that how you can do what you can do out of the box, so you can have a discussion with your IT team and ask maybe some reports. So first of all, in the admin center, the admin have access to a set of reports here. So out of the box, there are usage reports that are available, so where you can see how the tools are consumed, how many active users you have, how many emails, the Teams activity. So you can drill down into each component and see what you can, what is provided, what kind of information is provided. You can filter, between 180 days. This is a demo environment, so there's not much of activity, but that's where you can see general statistics data. You can see that the username are hashed, so you cannot see personal information, but they give you a glimpse of what is the activity in Teams. But there are also more detailed reports that you can have access to through these Teams. So that switch to the Teams demo, Teams Admin Center. And here in the Teams Admin Center, there's some analytics and reports, and we're going to focus on usage reports here. So for example, if you wonder, you deploy Viva Insights um, or another component like Viva Learning, and you want to know, if it's used. But simply, is it used? You made a campaign, you might have trained some users or champions, but you want to see what's the impact. So you have the ability to run a report on apps usage. Um, Once again, you select the date range and you just run the report. And then what you can see is, all the activities by apps, and you can see, how Viva Insights is used, how Viva Learning is used. You can export everything in Excel, and you can customize a report here by filtering, on some elements like I don't know who published it, active teams, etc. You can see if what active teams are. That's one of the interesting report is the apps usage report that you can crunch into Excel if you need to. The second one I think is interesting is the Teams usage. So let's run this report. So that's a view of all the data regarding how Team is used, um, how many channels are active, how many messages were posted. Again, you can export in Excel, you can customize. Maybe you want to see active user don't care, guest you don't care, active channels you don't care. You want to focus on post message, child message, urgent message you don't care, reaction you don't care, mention you don't care, meeting organized that I don't care, and then you filter down, and then you can focus on how many messages were replied. Um, I thought I deactivated active channel, but whatever. How many channel message? So that's not very visible. So I click on the filter and I see there's 9 channel message on the decimal around the decimal 13. Well, once again, you can export in Excel and crunch the data, and you can see where it applies, on what team it applies. And finally, I think there's a very interesting report, which is Teams user activity. So once again, I'm going to run this report, and you can see the activity here, and you can, you know, same thing. You can filter depending what's interesting. So maybe some report is you want to have some reports about meetings. So that's where I selected the meetings part. Maybe you want to focus on channel message and not meetings. So it's not filtered by teams, it's filtered by users. So channel message, what can I reply message, post message? Do I want to see the chat messages? Yeah, let's do that. So again, then you have the same result. So it should be the same that we've seen earlier, but here it's based on people. And if I could have add the display name, and so you can see that we won't see the name of the people. So it's hashed. So you can filter down on several dimensions, and not only for messages, but also for meetings. So there's a lot of options for the calls, the video time, the audio time, the screen sharing time. So that might be interesting to see. How much time people are sharing their screen. Still, there's a real, true collaboration, depending on what you consider as being a true collaboration. But there's so many filters that you can find what you're looking for to analyze and adjust your strategy in terms of communication, training, coaching, the champions program, and adjust your strategy. Hope this was helpful.